A quick note before we start, you can find all links and resources discussed in the video description, and please use them to support us. Please also comment, share your opinions and ask any questions. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you, Eddie. Hi, everyone. I'm Mustafa. I've been working on this program for over a year now, but it started much earlier than that. I started helping foreign students in Poland because I myself studied medicine in Poland. So I helped with all the process of applying, taking interviews, and so on. So and those people that I've been helping, and I have one of the team members of WiseMed here with us today. They are the core team members that will then later on help you throughout the whole process of transitioning from being a medical student in Poland to working in healthcare in Norway. So I have with me today Vikash, who has been presenting on this platform and through internet as well. And he is a resident doctor in Norway right now. And he originally came from India and studied as a foreign student in Poland. So that's a little bit about me. It started as a passion, helping my fellow colleagues, foreign colleagues that I was studying with. And then later on, they ended up being the WiseMed team. And it's many other doctors in Norway that will be helping everyone that is participating in our program. So what have I been doing the past year? I have been in meetings with majority of the most popular Norwegian language courses in Norway, and we have finalized a partnership with one of the most popular and effective Norwegian language courses, especially when it comes to in healthcare and incorporating medical terminology and dialogues, trying to emulate how it will be in the workplace. For example, for a Norwegian nurse or a Norwegian doctor. So he is incorporating all of this in the language course, which is a very important part, and why I finally decided that that is the partner that we want in the language course. And we had many meetings with a lot of language courses, but it ended up working perfectly with him. And also I will tell you about our other partner, which is the employment agencies, but that will come in later slides. So of course we all have some some idea of why it is so attractive to find work and eventually move to Norway, especially in healthcare. And I just sampled three most common points, but I'm sure you have maybe heard or read a lot more. But for you and what is what we think about immediately when it comes to Norway is of course the great and competitive salary that they have when comparing in the rest of Europe. They have one of the best salaries, And also when you are working and finding work through employment agencies, they provide you with free housing and accommodation, which is a great benefit. And also when you will finally take that step and find work and work in Norway, you will find that the quality of life and the work environment, uh, let's say the hours of work, uh, the how they train you before starting your doctor job or your nursing work. They have really great paid training weeks for you, around 3 to even 1 month of paid training, so that you can get comfortable in your role as a newly, even as a medical student. They will give you great education, how to fit in that new environment, because with each hospital in Norway there is some slight differences, so you have to get used to each workplace, and they're very great with this. For example, for me, with my own experience, and Vikash, our team member, resident doctor, can also speak highly on this, is that I have right now 4 years of experience in Norway, and I've worked in Oslo, a big city, and also in smaller cities and university hospitals and so on. And no matter where I ended up, it was always great feedback and help and support that you get from the work. Because I know sometimes they just, in other countries or environments, they just, expect a lot from you and just throw you into your role, which can be intimidating. It was intimidating for me in the beginning because I didn't know how it worked, but it doesn't work like that in Norway. They really make sure that you feel comfortable in your role, and later on give you more and more responsibility. So that is great. Um, and also, I want to mention, just when you have any question, when we go through the slides, just keep them in mind or write them in the chat, and Eddie will notify me, and I will try to answer as many questions as I can. And as well, if you have questions to our resident doctor, you may ask. Okay, so what is the main idea of WiseMed program? Why was it? What was the purpose of creating this program? So, as I was helping my fellow colleagues, we saw that everything that you would need to transition eventually to Norway, we tried to take all these tools or requirements that you need and put them together into one whole program. So the language course with the medical terminology, we tried to get this. The process of applying and like systematically and scheduled when you have to send in something for the tax office, immigration agency, or to the police, or the or when to apply for license and authorization as a nurse or doctor. This is what our WiseMed team members will handle, which are experienced in this and have gone through the same experience as you will. And then, thirdly, the employment agency. So with them, I will explain further. They play a key role in getting your CV and introducing you directly to the employer, like the hospital or the commune. So with all these things, combining it into um, a whole program, which I haven't seen done previously, especially when it comes to Norway. That is why we decided that it would help out a lot, and that it would be great for future generation of doctors and foreign students who want to eventually migrate to Scandinavia and Norway. So just a simple step by step. How will the WiseMed, when you participate or join, how will it look like step by step? So simply, we try to make it so that you only have to focus on learning the language, which is what you can eventually, what you have control over. Because I can't learn the language for you, nor can the team members. So this is the number one step. When you join the program, you will join the language course with our partner. And throughout the language course, we will begin with the process of applying with the documents to Norway. And the minimum required level in Norwegian is B2 level. So before finishing this last level, we will already be in contact with our partners in employment agencies and start your process of getting you work. So getting you the interview and the desired workplace that you eventually want when you finish the course. So just a quick, let's say, timeline. That is how it will look like. So number one, finishing the language course, and before finishing the course, we will already have begun the process of applying for work and hopefully secure an interview with you. And thirdly, throughout the process, our WiseMed team, you will be in constant contact with them, and they will explain where we are in the schedule and what is coming up next and what documents you have to send in. So yeah, and also one thing is that when you finish the course with us, we think that it's very important that you still get feedback and support from our team members about new rules and regulations. Even after you finish the course with us, you will still get updated about new regulations that they implement, if you have to renew some documents and so on. So that's a very crucial point also, because we don't want you to have gone through this whole, all those steps and put in so much effort, and because they changed something, some new rule, and you didn't know about it, that you might have missed out on a job opportunity or something like that. So this will also be covered in the program. Okay, so many of our participants, we have our first WiseMed group starting 1st of July, and many of them, they have already, before joining our program, have already done some levels with, his name is Preben, so with his Norwegian language course, and they have, great reviews about him. He is, as I mentioned, one of the most popular Norwegian. He has one of the most popular language courses in Norway, and you can, quickly check out his Instagram and see some of his short reels and how he does it in a fun and entertaining way. but also very professional and very effective in his teaching methods. And he is also very flexible with the scheduling. So, for example, if you are able to attend 2 out of 4 lessons in 1 week, you don't have to fear that you might have wasted some classes, let's say. You can take those missed lessons and take them as credit and reuse them later on in 1 week or 2 weeks. So, and also before starting the language course, he will have an open conversation with you, kind of like an interview, a friendly interview, where he will ask you, if you're a nurse or a doctor, how would you like to learn the language? Some people learn the quickest or most effective when they have dialogues and role plays and so on, and others, they learn best by writing and having assignments and homeworks. So he is very great with this, and we had very nice talks, me and him, and also implementing the medical terminology, which is also a key factor in why we decided to partner up with him. So how does his language courses look like? So right now in our first July group, our first WiseMed group, they have all opted for the standard package, and because most of our participants they also want to have not as intensive, but yet still having some few classes per day in a week, and they some of them work part-time, so that will be great for them. Some of them travel home or want to have free time also, and not only sit at home studying language, Norwegian language. So that is why most of them opted for standard. And with the standard package deal, this is roughly like estimated time of when you will finish one level. And of course, it says 2 months here to finish one level, and you need if you start from the beginning, let's say A1, so you need 4 levels, A1 throughout to B2. So that would take 8 months in theory, but of course the A1 and A2 levels, you might learn them at a faster rate than, let's say, for example, B1 and B2, which is a little bit more grammar and a little bit tougher than the basic levels. So it is around 6 months, let's say 6 months, depending on how quickly you learn and so on. So 6 months to 8 months, we say, will take you from A1 to B2. Of course, it can be quicker depending on each participant. And the prices, I will speak on them more in the upcoming slides. So now let's talk about why we decided to partner with employment agencies, and why it's so key factor, especially when it comes to getting foreign students and non-EU citizens and finding them jobs in Norway, and how to make it uh, fair and competitive for a non-EU citizen compared to the EU citizen and Scandinavians and so on. So this is when the employment agencies come in, because they will take, let's say, my CV. Let's say I'm a non-EU citizen, and I want to apply for a work in Norway. So they will take my CV and go directly to the employer and so the hospital or the community. And they do that because they have what's called anbud in Norwegian. This anbud, it's like a contract with that specific hospital or commune in Norway. And what these contracts mean and what they say is that, okay, we want this employment agency to provide us with a minimum of 25 doctors each 4 months and 50 nurses and so on. So they have these contracts with the employer, and they will present you to that employer. And then later on, if they accept you, the hospital or the commune, they will then do a handwritten letter to the immigration agency saying that, okay, we have our foreign doctor, Moustafa, who fulfills the doctor role in our hospital, and we are much in need of him. And he fulfills the role of skilled worker, which is in the official website of, if you have seen it, UDI. This is a website for immigration, foreign workers applying for Norway. So it will I will end up in the bracket of a skilled worker in this website, and they will send in this form to the immigration work, and later on, start the whole process with visa and the work permit and so on. So it is very crucial that we ended up partnering up with these different employment agencies. Okay, so how will the total pricing look like when it comes to the language course, our services, and the whole WiseMed program? So, as I mentioned, it is like a package form. So, we will provide everything that you will need to have a successful transition to Norway. And that means our team members handling the documentation, assisting you in every step of the way. We will have our attorney finalizing and overviewing the documentations that will be sent in, so that you don't get it back and have to redo and just slow down the whole process. And also, I think the most important is this point with the direct contact with the employer through our employment agency partners. This is a key point, because what is the difference between going through them and just you applying and just going at it, just applying by yourself? So the difference is that when you apply by yourself, they have and they have been hard on this since the beginning of this year, 2024, that they have a priority list. So the priority list is that they first want to employ and take in the Norwegian citizens, not even Scandinavians, so Norwegian citizens first. Then secondly comes the Scandinavian countries like Sweden and so on. Then is the EU citizens, and fourth and lastly is the non-EU citizens. So when you apply and try to find work like this, it is very difficult to compete with all of those uh, people who are already trying to find work. And even my colleagues who are Swedish doctors and medical students and nurses already find it difficult to uh, find work in Norway at this time. So when you go with the employment agency and they present you directly to the employer, this will bypass this priority list that I mentioned, and they will look at you as if you were at the as a Norwegian citizen or any citizen that would apply, because you're going directly to them. So it's a very important point. And also, as I mentioned, our team members constantly reminding you, even after finishing the course, about what new regulations have happened and rules, and what you need to update to be able to stay and work in Norway and keep your long, successful career long after WiseMed. So the total price, it will be as a package form. So we have our WiseMed service plus the language level that you will end up with. Because in our program we have people starting from the basic levels, so A1 to B2. Some of our participants have already done some levels, and they start at, for example, B1, and they only require B2 level, so one level. So they will have the service plus the language level that suits you. So if we see the almost 2.6, which is around 600 euros. So we add 600 euros plus plus the cost for the language course, and we have it into 6 installments. So for 6 months payment. So when we add up, let's say for example, I want to have the whole complete package. So it will be the WiseMed service price, which includes all of the following points, as well as the language course. And for one level, it's 594 to complete one whole level. So if we add up the 600 euros WiseMed service plus the A1 to B2 level, so 4 levels of language course, so it will be 594 for each level, dividing them into 6 installments, and the final cost will be 495 euros per month. So that will be the total price for the complete WiseMed program. So the language course, the support from the WiseMed team members, as well as the employment agency. And also, I forgot to mention the classes that you will do in the language course. It is smaller groups, so like 4 to 10 people in each group, and most of our participants they come as small groups of friends. So This is how most of our participants groups look like. So it's like 6 people, 6 friends in one group. Some smaller groups of friends. And even if you do it, if you want to do it alone, you will be paired up with in another group. So it's not that you have to do it in pairs or something. Uh, so yeah, so we have been live with the WiseMed program for almost 1.5 months, and we're really excited and happy that we are getting so great feedback, and that we already have our first group starting in 9 days actually. So 9 to 10 days, our first group will already start, our July group, and everyone's very excited, and we're so grateful that it's going in such a good direction, and hopefully also in the future. And we will follow up with every participant and see how it's going, and getting great feedback from them. So we're very excited for that. And also now we have our second group that we have already started to enroll people in. Hopefully we aim to start them as soon as possible. So aiming at around 1st of August. And the 50%, it's already in these discounted prices. It is calculated to be around 50%. So yes, this is very exciting times for us, because I started off doing this program as a passion. My parents, I'm from Iraq originally, and my parents immigrated from a war in Iraq to Sweden. And our parents, they are our biggest inspiration, and they this is how it all started, as a passion to help my fellow colleagues 3 years ago, for 3 years before starting this program, and getting great feedback from other people who have heard about this, and how well my colleagues ended up doing in Norway, that they suggested that maybe it would be great to do a whole program of this. So that is the idea, how it came about. So I'm really so happy that I'm able to do this with my great friends and colleagues, and see the next generation find great work and life in Norway. Because it's very, most of us don't think about life after studies. You're so focused on the studies and just going from exam to exam, that you forget about, I'm almost graduating and I have to think about where should I end up, what I have to apply and look for information. So we forget about what is coming after. So I think that, and my colleague can help me also reiterate and my point, that I think this program will help a lot, and take away as much stress from your life as possible, and comparing situations, for example, how it is in India or even UK, going there, The life and work balance is very stressful. I know doctors, my friends, they work so many night shifts and 12-hour plus shifts, and the earnings, it's bare minimum to live on. And we want to, and they have to get support still from their parents at home, even after graduating university. And this to me is very uh, sad, sad to see. Even in Poland, it's not the greatest, you know, work environment when it comes to salaries and the hours that you have to put in. Because for me, for example, I want to see all my colleagues, you know, not stressing even more after graduating. I want them to have, I want everyone to have comfortable lives and earn the best salaries so that they can, you know, repay their parents back and, you know, live as great lives as possible as a doctor, because it makes no sense that you're one of the supposedly one of the highest income jobs that you can you know think about, and still you're struggling after graduating. For me, it makes no sense, and I don't think it should be like that. Uh, so yeah, I have a great passion with this. Uh, so yeah, I just hope that everyone will have as good and you know great work life experience as possible, and hopefully with this program we're able to make it happen. I'd love to answer some questions now. Okay, I see. Uh, and if you want me to go back to some slides or something, I'm able to uh, take the presentation back up. And I hope Vikash is here, our resident doctor in Norway, so that he can also answer some questions specifically to residency work and life there, if he is in the chat. Otherwise, I will try to do my best also. What is the partner company name? So, so our language course partner is Norwegian Community, it's called, and our employment agency partners. I'm always constantly in meetings to find new employment agency partners all over Norway. So from the big cities to the smaller cities, I'm constantly in meetings to finalize those partnerships. But right now we have still quite few employment agency partners, which covers big cities and smaller cities. We have I have to see their name, but we're working with different groups. Viva Bemanning, Nordic Med Staffing, Board EX, and I can provide more names. I'm just not thinking.
Can you hear me, Moustafa?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry about the dishwasher. How long is the course for? So the course will cover the language course. So it depends which level you are starting at. For example, someone who is starting at A1 level and want to complete to B2, that will take, as I mentioned in the presentation, around 5, 6 to 8 months. And we have, or we are trying to schedule everything so that when you are finishing with the language course, that you have already taken your interview for your first job. So before finishing the language course, hopefully we have you have made some interviews with the different works, and can start as soon as you finish the language course with us. This is the ideal timeline that we have.
Also, I can answer another question Akhilya Indra Kumar has wrote in the chat. Hello, I just graduated from a med school in Poland and about to start UK foundation program. Do you know if the Norway accept training from there, or do we have to start from this one? Yeah, actually, you have to start from the list one because Norway doesn't accept like so far the internship like from other countries because of the not a member of EU, or like there is some stuff still going on in the debate. I mean, so I hope there will be a new laws or like something so in the future. So, but so far, like they don't accept.
Yeah, and great question, great answer. Hi, I'm in the first year. Isn't it more useful towards the end of my course? Yeah, that's a great question. Ideally, you would start learning the language course in the third or fourth year, if you're a medical, let's say. And if you're a nurse, you can start right away. But I would suggest this. But of course, you can start slowly in first year, start learning the language, and there is still job opportunities for medical students. So it's not only for doctors and nurses. So there are medical student spots that you can apply for through our employment agency. Okay.
The next question is like, do you need to have experience working in Norway during your school time, or will the course be sufficient? Brill, like ask this question. I can answer maybe. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
go
not it's not a mandatory part. Like you have to have this work. I mean, experience in working in Norway during school time. So I don't think so. I would say like if someone has like no experience at all, like he won't get the job, or like they won't accept him. Yeah, it can be like the time can be a bit longer to go like further in life, but I mean the career, but it won't harm you.
Yeah, great question and answer. Thank you. I'm completely new to this program service, so I'd like to say if there is a direct site where I can register, as well as find information like the schedules regarding this. So thank you for the question. We are right now doing the website. It got a little bit delayed because our IT guy didn't have time. It's a bad excuse, but he will work on finishing the website as soon as possible. But in the meantime, we are providing everything through our social medias right now. So on Facebook, you'll find us, our group, WiseMed on Facebook, and on Instagram, so WiseMed _1. So that is where the main, all the information is going right now. And as soon as the website is up and running, we will have a more, let's say, integrated way to apply and find information, and also if you're a nurse, doctor, or medical student, and so on. So it will all, majority of things will go through the website. But as of right now, we are using the social medias until it's up.
I can answer for this. How is the salary for the list one? I mean, for the list one, like for two rotations, like the 6 month is like the 600,000 Norwegian crown, man. But you have to pay the taxes also, so you have to remember that. Like more or less 30%, 35%, if I would say. And after that 1 year rotation, then 6 month rotation in the district, then you have a bit more the salary. So it's 650 or between 650 or 700.
Nice. Is this one in Norwegian? Yes, it's in Norwegian.
Everything is in Norwegian, so there is no point to talk about here like English language, to be honest.
No, you don't have to pay extra for the language exams. The teacher will, after you finish the course, the teacher will then grade you, let's say, and you will, let's say how he sees your performance for that level. He will then provide you with a certificate for that language level, and these certificates it's without payment, and you will then use them if needed to show the employer that you have completed the minimum required language level.
I can answer this question also, that Akhelya Indra Kumar has asked about that. It is a different process if you finish all your specialty training and then go to work in Norway. No, I think if you are a specialist, then you don't need. I mean, then they will accept you. Like let's say if you are a specialist from Poland, or like specialist from Sweden, or like from European Union and plus UK, so then they will accept you directly as a specialist.
Great. And for this question, which opportunities can medical students benefit from? I assume you're working in Norway. Is that you will have, great experience in on your CV, which will help you eventually later on when applying for a different type of work. When you finish graduation, those experiences really matter in the long run. So as much work experience that you can get, it will eventually pay off in the long run. But also, if you don't have any work experience before graduating in Norway, it's not like it's doomed for you or something. So don't think like that. Having some work experience during your medical studies or as a nurse, it's just adding up, it's beneficial for you. And is the visa process included in the program? So the visa process is it's with the employer. So it's between you and the employer later on, and it's a very straightforward process. The employer will tell you what you need to send in, like some information about the hospital or the clinic or commune that you will work in. And same with them, you will send in what they require, and so on. So it's a very straightforward process um, after you secure the work. Another great question: how long will the work contract be for? So what mostly happens, and Vikash can back me up
Yeah.
on this. But
Yeah, I already
work,
answered this question. Like, I mean, it's depend on like your contract and like where you will be, what type of job offer you have. Like, it's depend on the on your like on the job offer. And like, let's say if you get the contract for 6 months, so you're allowed to work like 7, 8 months in Norway, and then you have time to like even if you're finishing your contract, you can still stay in Norway. So there's nothing like if you finish your contract, you are done. There's no chance to get another contract or extend the contract, yeah, or maybe like that. So it is. I don't think so. It will be a problem about the visa
yeah,
related to the contract.
yeah. I just want to add to this. So usually, how they look is that after graduating, let's say you work as a doctor or nurse, the work contracts usually are around 6 months. This is what they are. So when you come to the end of the 6 months contract, you have to personally, you as a employee, you have to go to the employer or your supervisor before the contract is expired or finished, and talk to them and get reassurance from them that you have to ask them, okay, so my contract is almost up. Do you think that there is a possibility of extension, or what direction do you guys want to go with me? And this is very important so that you will not end up in the last week or days upon finishing your contract, without the work and without, you know, without the work or anything. So you have to be on top of this, and always have a clear communication with your supervisor. And most of the times it's, great, everything's going well at the workplace and so on, and they extend with you. But most of the times, as of course things happen, and at the workplace maybe you don't get along, or so on. So these things, it's also important to think about, and they happen, that you have a clear talk with your supervisor in what direction they want to go with you. So yeah.
The one more question, like about the UK. I mean, like it's really hard to answer like every question about UK because UK has like still the Brexit things going on, and it's depend on your passport. Like it's many things going on in UK. So I won't go deep in further. And since you are not a specialist right now, and you are not even finished your FI1, FI2, or like if I understand you correctly, so I would rather just stop to go deep in the UK thing. I'm sorry.
One question with accommodation. This will be provided, as well as the work permit and the visa process that we discussed earlier. the free accommodation will be provided by the employment agency.
Yeah, like, but this person is asking about would list one also provide free accommodation, and that I would say no, because the list one is like directly from the hospital and directly from the government, like if I would say, so you won't get any free accommodation. You have to pay for that.
Yeah, great. And a great question from Ashraf. He's done with his 4th year now, and he hasn't started the language yet. When is the soonest that he can start the program with WiseMed, and what do we advise? So, as I said earlier, there's the ideal time to start is from 3rd year, 4th year, and up. That is when most of our participants have started, and as well as my fellow colleagues before. That is the ideal time to start. And the soonest you can start with the WiseMed program. So right now the July group already started, so there is possibility to enroll into the August group and the following next month groups. So it is as how it suits you, really.
The next question, like if you didn't answer about that, is there a minimum amount of time we have to collect for the work period before applying for this one? Have you answered this question?
No, you can answer. Go
No.
ahead.
Okay. I mean, it's really depend on you, like what type of job you are working for, where you're working for, and I mean, like what you're working for. But it's everything counts. It doesn't matter like if you are working with the company and they won't consider you. No, they don't care about this thing. Like if you are work with the company, so you would not get considered, so it's just about about the experience, like as much as you getting, and you're applying for the list one, and then you're getting the interviews, and then they're selecting with your experience and how good your skills are. Like, I mean, so some people get in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, so it take time, to be honest.
Great.
I can answer this question. The next one also regarding, no, I mean the next one. Can I ask how's the minimum salary of the job before this one after tax?
Yeah.
I mean it's more or less like similar salary. If I would say the same 600 and K, so you can just consider as like that. If anyone have question about list one or anything, so just ask me because I have to go in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think if you're in a hurry, I can just.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm still here. So if they have any questions about
Great.
this one or anything about the tax or something. Regarding accommodation, what type of accommodation is provided? Is it a flat or shared room? I don't think so. It will be a shared room. There is like I don't. It will be a flat or like the apartment or like I think there won't be. You won't be in a shared room at all.
Yeah, like with the accommodation, they're very flexible with this. Most of the time, if let's say you end up in a flat or a house with different people or alone, or if you want to go as 2 or 3 people working together as friends, you can always be in contact with the employment agency, and they will do their best to provide what you will need. So with my experience, and I don't know with Vikash, I had no problem with this, even trying to find a house or a room closer to the workplace. They were very helpful with that. And also going as a group of friends, they were able to find a bigger apartment for us. It's
Yeah,
very,
there's
yeah,
no problem. I mean, I'm 100% agree with you. Like also many hospitals in Norway or many like districts, like they have like already like a place for the doctors and for nurses. Like they can just give them contact number, like email, and then you can just write an email to them, or like the company is if you're working with the company, of course, so you can. It's much easier because the company will talk to them on everything will be organized. So there's no such a problem about the housing and these things. You don't have to think about that. It would be if you're working with the company, a company will take care of this.
exactly.
I maybe may have missed info about this one. Is it the salary based or it has to be paid for? I'm not sure if I understand your question like 100%, but it is a salary base, like you getting like the whole package of the 1 year, and then you're working. If you're working, I mean extra, so then you will get paid extra. Yeah, sometimes it depends. Like some hospitals like are very strict about that. Some hospital are it's like it's okay, like a bit easier to try. I mean contact with them about these things. But like yeah, it's a salary base. It's like just a 1 year. 1 year contract. The next question, can I ask how is the maximum salary of the job?
He's asking what is the minimum salary that you can expect after taxes. Okay, after taxes.
Oh yeah. It is enough, of course. I lived there like before like the list one or after list one or maybe during this one. So there is not such a problem about
Yeah,
living in
me
Norway.
too. And yeah, I guess you want a number of the salary. So as a freshly graduate, and Vikash can also confirm, it is around 5 to 5.5 thousand dollars, and of course it depends where in the country you end up finding your work. So if it's a small clinic where doctors are very much needed and nurses, you can go above this number. And if it's in other competitive areas, it can be, it can vary. So this is the minimum, the base, like I would say 5.5K dollars per month. This is without adding, evening shifts that you will have guaranteed in your working hours, extra shifts. So they all add up. So I think Vikash maybe answered your
Yeah,
question,
exactly.
but it
It's
varies a lot.
it's varies, yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right. Like it's if you will say like the 5,000 6,000 between $5,000 and $6,000, and then you will go more if you are working in a night shift or extra shifts, or like the you getting the locums like it's like you're getting the extra shifts, like you get paid, and like and this $5,000 6,000 we are talking about after taxes, not before taxes.
Yeah.
So So I think it's enough, and if you will spend $1,000 for the renting, also like, but these things are like various that Mustafa said, like which area you're living. If you're living in Oslo, it can be quite expensive, and if you're living in North Norway, where I am living right now, so it's a big difference.
And also, you will find your way to manage around these, expensive life. For example, in Oslo, I found that there are different areas and different shops that offer the same quality of products. For example, groceries and so on, as the main ones in the city. So it's and the team members that you will be in contact with, constant contact with, the WiseMed team members. They will help you from their own experience how to manage life in Norway, in the workplace, helping you there if you have questions, and so on. So don't worry too much about the high standard of living and expenses in Norway. First of all, it makes sense because they are one of the highest, uh, uh, like one of the highest paying in Europe and Scandinavia. So it makes sense, but there is always a way to find around this. And also rent is rent free. You're living for free there, so it is pretty good lifestyle that you would have.
I can answer this last questions. Like, how is the procedure for those who are doing internship elsewhere in Europe? It's the same as like UK. If you are doing internship in Poland, they won't accept your internship. You have to be start from your journey as a fresh doctor. Like, you have to find a job and then list one and this, and so blah blah blah. So it doesn't matter. The next question is the accommodation close to the hospital or in smaller town? Yeah. It's always like it's very close, but if not, like then sometime like you can talk to your the place also, so they can also refund you sometime, like the if you need a taxi in the beginning, or like if you need a bus pass, or and I think it's 99.99, I would say, like if you don't have the car, like you can still survive in the, yeah, of course, like I mean, if you don't want to leave that place on the place that they're providing you, or a company providing you, so then it's another different story, but I mean, the main um, in like the worst case scenario can be different thing, but we are just talking about the best case scenario. So it's gonna be like that, no problem. I mean, I never heard from anyone like work with the company like, oh, I had the problem. uh, yeah, but you get some things, and like the problems, of course you have to, and then you solve with your company or the employer.
And of course, if you have any other questions or you're thinking about a question later on after the meeting, you can just either find us on our Facebook group, WiseMed, or just shoot us a message on Instagram, WiseMed_1, and we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So don't hesitate with asking questions.
Thank you.
Us. And okay, so I don't see any more questions. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here and attending. Vikash just left. I didn't even have time to thank him, but I will do it later. I promise. Thanks to Vikash as well. He is, as I said, one of our team members at WiseMed, and he started off in the same path as you, as a foreign student, wanting to find great work and lifestyle in Europe, because this is the most, you have done 95% of the work already, paying tuition fee and expensive tuition fees and living in Europe and getting the European diploma. But when you go back to your home country, let's say, you will not have gained so much value from this as you could have, like continuing your career in Europe. So this is what I suggest: like, just take the last 5% step and complete the circle and find the best life and workplace as you can. Not for me. Of course, I'm always happy to see my friends succeed and so on and living their best life. But for yourself and your families who have been there from day one and supported you. So for me, this is the most important, that you will end up having a great life and enjoy your profession from the beginning, not after 10 years or like this, from the beginning. And this is a great way to do it in Norway. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. How many spots for in August? We're counting for around 20 people, but it is just the start number. So 20 and up. This is what we are aiming for. So our July group was around 25, and yeah. So thank you, everyone, so much. Thank you to Intermed Poland. They have been great help to us with setting up this meeting. I would like to thank Eddie and his team. They have been great partners to work with. So please follow them. Also show them a lot of love. It has been a pleasure having this meeting with them. So it has been really, really great. Tusen tack. Tusen tack.
Please tell us what you liked or disliked about the video and ask any questions in the comments. If this video is useful, please give it a like. All links discussed in the video can be found in the description, and please use those links and subscribe to the channel to support us so we can keep producing content. Thank you, and maybe watch another video.